Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Warzone weapon review. Today we are going to do the Cold War AK as an SMG. I'm going to go through the TTK in comparison to other SMGs, as well as how to use the gun and the proper loadout to use if you guys want to absolutely fry using the weapon. I'm going to actually break down some clips of me showing you exactly how I use the gun and how it could be best utilized to make sure that you guys are winning fights up close and not getting exposed for the relatively slow ADS time that the gun does have. But before we get into gameplay, if I knock down this shot on this mini hoop, you guys have to subscribe. Hey, let's go, baby. Okay, so big boy shout out to True Game Data. If you guys aren't using them for all of your Warzone gun needs, we're going to link them down in the description below. They are so helpful for seeing TTKs between each weapon, and it'll be able to tell you whether or not the build that you're using is good or not. Okay, so you guys can see here, this is the AK in comparison to all of the other meta SMGs right now. So on this list, we have the MP5 Cold War, the Bullfrog, the LC10, MAC-10 versus the AK47. I have all of these fully built out. You can see that the AK's time to kill is so fast. Right there at about 0.5 seconds TTK. The only gun that kills a little bit faster is the Cold War MP5, and that's within 5 meters. So you literally have to be almost touching them to see that TTK. The AK dominates every gun at all of these ranges. The only thing that you aren't getting with the AK is that insane movement speed. So I'm going to show you guys how you can still use the AK and get this kind of TTK without getting all of the penalties of not having the movement. Okay, so I'm about to go into a fight here, and what you guys haven't seen is that we know that there's a guy here, right? We know that there's a guy right inside of this door. My teammate is coming in for a pinch on the other side. So what I'm going to do in this fight is I'm going to start already ADSing the AK. So I've got the AK already ADS, and now I'm just trying to hold that angle, right? The only reason why I'm full sending into this building is because I know that I have my teammate coming around for the pinch, so I'm not going to have to eat that giant penalty with the movement speed. So that ADS speed penalty that I'm getting with the Cold War AK is going to be negated by my teammate coming in and distracting a little bit for me here, and you guys will see that really quickly. So he's focused on me. I move out, come back in. He's dead, right? So we get the kill there, but now there's another guy that starts shooting at my teammate here. So now you're going to watch a different engagement. I don't know where the guy is at, but this AK with the Tiger team and the skeleton stock, you're going to be able to still jump out and hit these crispy B-hops and get a really, really nice TTK. You're going to see this thing used at ranges past 10 meters, which is where most of the other SMGs dominate. They dominate within 15 to 20 meters. Really, really good within 10, especially if you're using that Cold War MP5. But this AK just shoots laser beams at really far distances. So watch. There we go. I mean, he's already broken. He's within one shot. Jumps back out at me. One shot. The ADS isn't too bad right there. You can see I only take about 2 plates of damage. So you're able to use that AK to get that really, really, really fast TTK, and it does so much damage. It can bail you out of so many bad spots. What's really nice about it as well is that you can use it in supplement to your actual ARs because it has such a low damage drop off at range. So let's get to another couple of clips. Okay, so right here I'm trying to push into a building, and I know that there's a guy behind this door. Why do I know that? He is on UAV, right? So he's on UAV. I know that he's probably sitting on the stairs. You can see up here that he is probably on the stairs. If you have any map knowledge, you know that there's stairs right there, and it says he's up. I know he's not at the top because he was just on the bottom, so I know that he's on the stairs whenever I go in this building, and you can watch the AK absolutely annihilate him. Go in, get a couple shots, and then, I mean, look at how fast that is. I mean, he just gets obliterated. He almost can't even react. Then bang, he's dead. I mean, that TTK is insanely fast. With all of the extra spray that I was doing, I only used 19 rounds to get that down. I've got 2 more examples as we get close to the end of this game on how exactly to make the AK the most viable, and you're going to see it coming up here very quickly. I'm going to turn the audio on here. I didn't have the audio on for most of this, but you're going to see that we are in a really sticky situation here, and I'm able to use the AK. I just hold the ADS, and I just let the TTK do what it does. It kills so fast that sometimes it doesn't matter if they camera you. You just have to hit your shots. So we're getting hit from behind, and I hear these people right here. Now I'm just going to ADS. 2 different players. I just hold the ADS and get both of them. They didn't hit a bullet on me. This is the final zone, right? And this is what is so nice about the AK is it's interchangeable with this ram, right? So I'm able to run around with the ram. I'm hitting a flank behind the people. So we know that they're down below. Jordan, you can see Jordan has pinged where they're at on the map for me. That's my duo. So I know that they're in that area, right? And you're going to see here soon, one of them pings a precision. So I know exactly where they're at. So I'm able to rotate around with the increased speed. The AK's movement speed is actually faster than this ram. So you see right there, he pings here. So I'm going to take my gas mask and use the AK and go all the way around. And you're going to be able to see how it works within close quarters in these crates. So I spot one right there. Beamed at distance. So I shoot a really nice beam at distance. It doesn't have the exact distance that I was shooting from. I would estimate probably like 20 meters that guy away was. So he's 20 meters away right here, right? So we're able to hit the shots on this guy at 20 meters, right? But then you see out of the corner of my eye, I see his teammate right there. And I'm able to whip around and hit those shots on them. So that's what I love about this AK, man, is you're really able to utilize it for so many different things. It is just so versatile. Bang. GG. We'll see you next time. And enough ammo to finish them both off. And we got the 20 kill for the video. So now we're going to go ahead and get into the actual loadout. And I'll explain to you guys what I have on it. Let's get into the AK build. So you'll notice that I'm not using a suppressor on this. If you guys would like to use a suppressor, you definitely can. I can show you another loadout for that at the end. Actually, we could just go ahead and do that right now. What I would do if I was going to put a suppressor on it is I would put the suppressor on here. And personally, I would get rid of the 45 round mag because I reload very frequently and I reposition frequently and reload. But if you don't want to get rid of that, you can go ahead and get rid of the serpent grip and throw the 45 round back on there. But I choose to not go with the suppressor, use the serpent wrap. And go with the 20-inch Spetsnaz RPK barrel. So what that's going to do for you is it's going to increase your effective damage range. It's going to increase your bullet velocity and increase your strafe speed. So we'll jump to the KGB because it does a very similar thing to that strafe speed. So it's increasing your sprint to fire time, your aim walking moving speed, and your ADS moving speed. So whenever you move to ADS, it increases the speed. So again, not necessarily the strafe, but you're moving so much faster. Your aim walking movement speed. So again, you're going to move faster whenever you're walking. The sprint to fire time is very important because you're going to be losing that with the serpent grip. So the serpent grip, I believe it's a 30 millisecond penalty to your sprint to fire time, but I believe that the skeletal stock gives you 116 millisecond increase. I'll have to go back and double check on that. That's on the site. I know that the increase from the skeletal not only overpowers the penalty from the sprint to fire time on the serpent wrap, but it also still increases your sprint to fire time, which is very good, which means that this ADS speed from the serpent grip is going to be so powerful in getting that ADS speed whenever you're up close and in people's faces. And then the Tiger team is going to increase your movement speed and your aim walking speed. The only real problem with this is that the flashlight is visible and it makes your gun a little bit shaky whenever you're shooting it, but not a whole lot of downsides with that because everyone is running around with it on. And then the 45 round mag, I choose to go with the 45 round mag because you're not getting any of the penalties for using the 60 round. If you use the 60 round, your ADS speed is going to be tanked, and the 45 rounds is 100% enough, especially if you're running throwing knives with it. I really hope that this breakdown was helpful for you guys in terms of the Cold War AK. If it was helpful for you, please feel free to leave a comment down below. I would love to hear if this was helpful for you and whether or not you guys are going to be using this gun going forward. I know it's what I'm going to be running for probably the next month or so, or unless there's an update where the guns get rebalanced. This is what I'm going to be using just because I have so much faith in the weapon. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Have a great day, baby.